You're listening to Soap Dirt, the latest in television entertainment news.
Hey, General Hospital fans. Well. For those who doubted my leak, Sam McCall did indeed die of a Digitalis overdose. And although it's not been confirmed quite yet, Cyrus Renault is the one to blame. The Digitalis part's confirmed. The other part yet to be confirmed. It's coming soon. Already, Lulu Spencer is terrified of him, and it looks like more bad things are coming her way. It's Belynda from Soap Dirt, and let's talk about the firestorm about to erupt in Port Charles. And if you're not following us, please click subscribe. So a little more than a month ago, I reported the leak that came by way of a source reliable enough for me to find it credible. I'm going to throw in that video at the end of this one if you didn't see it at the time. I reported that the leaker said Cyrus killed Sam with Digitalis and tried to kill Lulu with the ventilator. And finally, we have the autopsy report out, and everything in that leak is falling into place. And now it's all over and done with, and Kelly Monaco's done and all that. I'll tell you why I was so certain that the leak was credible. So the Digitalis info was leaked on Twitter, and it said Cyrus injected it into the IV bag after Sam donated a piece of her liver to save Lulu. This leak came out 5 days before we even knew Sam was a match, before she was really, considered. Like, there was because we knew that Kelly was fired. It was like, maybe she'll just die and she'll get the whole liver. But before the liver donation was certain, this leak came out. And the reason I felt so comfortable sharing it and thought it was spot on was because Kelly Monaco's mother is the one who reposted it. And clearly she knew how her daughter's character was going to be killed off. Now, when I made the first video, I did not specify where I got the leak because I didn't want to mention her or her mother at the time, because I just didn't want to put any heat on Kelly because, she's already alleged that Frank Valentini wrote her out in retaliation for stuff going back a few years to when Billy Miller was on as Drew. And I just wanted to give it some more air and just make sure there was no potential that saying that would cause a problem. And so the whole retaliation thing is why Kelly Monaco and Sam were allegedly moved to the back burner, and, we barely saw her. And now that all of her scenes have aired and she's officially done, I've got no problem saying that Chemo's mom pretty much confirmed the Cyrus and the Digitalis leak by reposting it. And that's why I felt good about sharing the leak with you guys. So now we've got the Digitalis part confirmed in the autopsy report on Wednesday's episode this week, and there is so much more to come. And just first, I want to remind you, the same day that Sam went into surgery to donate, Cyrus was up there at the hospital. And already we've seen a newly invented flashback of Lulu and Cyrus in a confrontation with Alexa Havins in the role instead of Emmy Rylan. And I expect another of these that includes Cyrus tampering with Lulu's ventilator, because he was at Lulu's bedside alone with her, that room, the day that the equipment failed in such a way that Lucas and Isaiah and Liz all agreed that it was impossible for both the system to fail and the backup to fail. And that was the day Laura and Martin were taking a stroll around the hall, and Cyrus was there. And then he was also on hand when Sam went into and came out of surgery that day. And he was on hand the day that Lulu's incident happened. And now he's at Turning Woods being a real creep and gatekeeping information, trying to keep the doctor from contacting Laura with an update about Lulu. And I fully expect to see the rest of the leak confirmed shortly. Something with Cyrus seen in a flashback injecting Sam's IV, possibly while she was in recovery, maybe during a transfer to her room. Cyrus is up at General Hospital so much, visiting patients and praying for them. So, a lot of the nurses and orderlies probably wouldn't even take much notice, aside from like Portia and people who hate him. And as to him having access to Digitalis, Cyrus has a heart condition. And if he has Digitalis pills, he could have easily crushed them up, mixed them into saline, made a solution to inject into her IV. Or he could have stolen some liquid Digitalis from the hospital or from one of the facilities where he visits patients to pray with them. Or he could have used some of his shady criminal contacts. Him getting a hold of it is the easiest part of it to explain. The big question, though, is why would he kill Sam after trying to kill Lulu? So think about this. At the point Cyrus tried to kill Lulu with the ventilator thing, and this was not part of the leak, but I'm confident he did it because of the timing and the creepy things he has said. Cyrus thought Lulu was going to die anyway. There was no liver match to be found. Lucky and Nicholas had both been turned down, and no donor was turning up. After 4 years in a coma and seeing his sister Laura in anguish, I fully believe Cyrus was trying to play God and thought he was doing some sort of twisted good deed by letting Lulu die instead of lingering in this slow death and decline. I am certain Cyrus saw it as a mercy killing that would give Laura peace and let Lulu move on to heaven. He's a nutter, and he thinks he's some sort of spiritual guru. Now, as to why Cyrus would kill Sam, okay, think about this. That was done after she was confirmed as a match for Lulu and after she donated. And already it was sort of a miracle that Isaiah and Liz happened to be close enough to save Lulu's life after her ventilator was tampered. If they'd not been right there, she would have died. And Cyrus might have seen this as a sign from God, because the next event was the reveal that Sam was a donor match. So in Cyrus's sick mind, he pivoted away from killing Lulu and over to killing Sam, I believe, so that when Lulu woke up, she could be back with the man she loved, Dante, without Sam in the way. Cyrus probably has some sick idea in his mind that Sam was some sort of sacrificial lamb that was supposed to die so Lulu could live and have her life back. A life, mind you, that Cyrus is responsible for nearly taking. He's the one who had Julian plant the bomb. Cyrus nearly killed Lulu once with that bomb, put her in that coma, and then I think he decided to release her from a life of bedridden in the coma, slowly dying. And just the whole thing is very twisted and sick, which describes Cyrus in a nutshell. And now Lulu was waking up hearing Cyrus saying he's her uncle, something she did not know about when she fell into that coma, unless GH is doing a retcon. Lulu has no idea it's been 4 years, and she might assume that Cyrus is lying to the doctor about being her uncle, because last she heard he was just a sleazy drug dealer who was running amok, terrorizing Port Charles. And now Lulu is hearing creepy Cyrus at her bedside saying he's gonna take care of her, just as he promised. And I just hope Lulu gets herself to a phone and can reach Laura or someone else that can get to Turning Woods and get Cyrus away from her. I don't think he's going to hurt her. I suspect that Cyrus may want to explain himself to Lulu before anybody else reveals that he is the one who orchestrated the floating rib explosion that killed her boyfriend Dustin and put her in this 4-year coma. I think he wants to be the one to tell his side of it and how there's been this miracle and try to make it out like he played a hand in her recovery, because, he's so egotistical and just so full of it. We'll see how it goes, but I'm pretty pleased about the autopsy report. I've just been waiting on it because I was very certain all along this leak was legit, and now it's been proven to be. So wait for more to unfold.
Thank you for being a loyal listener. Follow us wherever you get your podcast, because you don't want to miss the next episode. Soap Dirt is on all the major podcast platforms, including Apple Podcast, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and more.